Oh, well, howdy folks, and welcome to another little episode. Excuse me. Another episode of Real Country with Jeff and Melanie. And coughing on the intro is about as real as it gets. Just gonna do a little video late this evening. It's almost supper time, but just trying to get the finishing touches on a long day. Had a lot going on around the house today, but finally broke away and decided to try to do a few chores out here in the garden. It's been several days since I could do anything. Haven't been able to shoot any videos. Had a lot going on, but snuck out here and laid me off one row of beets. Just thought I'd walk you around real quick. Let's see, hard to tell, but there's a row of beets right in here, and I know it's kind of late for this, but with our crazy weather, I'm just now getting around to setting out some onions. So I got a little row of red onions I'm fixing to plant, and we got a little row of yellow onions we fixing to plant. Done got it plowed up, got them put in here, and just gonna come out here and cover them up, and hopefully we'll have some onions. But let me tell on myself, I'm doing something you probably shouldn't do. Life is very hectic around our place. We have the best intentions, but like we said, the real world and time, it'll get a hold of you before you know it. I actually bought these to plant last year and forgot to plant them. And with the crazy rainy weather we had last year, didn't get them in the ground and forgot about them. But they were sitting in the house, so it's a gamble. I know, probably wasting my time, but you don't know till you try. Some of them may come up, some don't, but we're gonna see. And right here, hard to tell, just tilled this up and laid us off a few rows, and I've planted us about 2 rows of radishes and 2 rows of carrots. Gonna see how they've done. And in an earlier video, I had did a little small segment about starting sweet potatoes and gonna try to grow them. So this is the next step. I put the sweet potatoes in jars with toothpicks holding them up, kept them in water, and we had these little shoots run off. And then as they grew, I broke them off and stuck the shoots in another jar of water, kept them where they could have some sun, and they developed a root system. So now they're running pretty good. I've tilled this up, and I've got a little trellis here, so I'm gonna see if they'll run enough. We might let them run up the trellis, that way they don't track all over the garden. And another little update we got, there ain't much going on this poor boy farm, but we're trying. Looks like I've got 4 rows, and I'm trying to see if these are peas or butter beans. We've got 4 rows. That is black-eyed peas, looks like, come up right there. I hope the camera picks them up, but they've broke the ground, my crooked little rows. And our little tomatoes in the cages are jumping. I actually haven't even watered them since the day we put them in the ground, but they're doing good. And like I said, we've had the compost tea additives in there, a little rabbit manure, a little compost, but we only filled them up 1 time. Now I intend on getting better. I'm behind on everything, but they're doing good. And we've only had rain, I think, maybe 1 time. But speaking of water, let me take you over here and show you another little update. This little video is going to be full of updates. Way back early, I come out here and started digging post holes to try to build a potting shed. Thought about making it a wood shed, didn't change my mind. I'm going to make it into a little potting shed to set my plants out with. And as you can see, it's a mess. I'm not through with it, got a lot more work to do. That's some soil we're reclaiming that we've already used for some radishes in a container. Got some peppers, got some tomatoes, and they got to come up. But when I was digging the holes, I mentioned in a different video, go check it out if you hadn't seen it. It's very short but to the point. And we've been out here almost 20 years. And out here in the middle of these woods near my garden, I struck a water line that we didn't know was out here. Busted a pipe and had to do a repair. So it was bad all that happened, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Because I came out here this afternoon and redug the pipe up to where I had to cap it off before to stop the leak. And today I wanted to film it, but I was just so pressed for time. And I know that don't make for good TV, and I apologize. Things I hope will get better. But when you're a one-man operation, it's hard to do everything. But I came out here and I dug it up, cut my water off at the street, and then cut off where I capped off that pipe. Attached me a 90, came up with another piece, put another 90 on it, added a little piece, put a threaded part on there, glued it all together, and put me on a little Teflon tape and a hose bib. And now, let me show you my finished product. We got water. I don't have to tote water down here to feed and water my rabbits and quail and chickens and puppy dogs no more from 2 acres away. And in the past, I've literally had to hook together over 300 foot of hose pipe to run a sprinkler to help water the garden. And so far, I hope, I double checked, I put a little orange paint on this T-post where I stabilized it because it just wasn't where I could put a post near it. But I ran my PVC up, gave it a quick camo paint job, and then dabbed it with a little orange. Hopefully nobody ain't supposed to be back here but us, but maybe that orange, if anybody was to sneak on the place, they'd see it and not fall on it. But so far, for a guy that ain't a plumber, I'm proud of that. That is uptown. Uptown. So, there ain't no more excuses if we get a dry summer. I should be able to water my vegetables, and hopefully we'll have a good crop this year. And anytime my puppy dogs run through their drinking water or need a little water in their swimming pool to cool off with, I can get it to them a lot faster. So, tickled about that. And Miss Melanie is on her way back from going to the store, and hopefully she's going to do like I asked her and pick me up a hose pipe. So if that's the case, maybe tomorrow, next day, we can show you a video of us actually getting out here and watering the garden. So that's a little update. It ain't much, but for poor folks, it don't take much to tickle you. And then earlier, I was trying to check on our videos and see how they were going. And I was looking, you know, we're small time. We're just getting started. I hope it'll boom one day. That would be fantastic. But right now we have a few subscribers, and we're very thankful for everybody that does. Every time I see I got a new one, I get tickled. Tell my wife we have woo, you know, we're doing great. We thank you, everybody. But I had a comment a while back on one of our videos about our baby bunnies. And somebody said they saw them. Let me turn around and show. Here's Mama, Miss Flopsy Mopsy. She's ready to eat. We're feeding her double right now because she's going through the food and water to take care of the babies. But somebody saw our little box and how small the cage was. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't remember the name. I was in a hurry. But I did give them a little response. And the truth of it is, yes, this is a tight little area, but in the past we have had, when you have a big cage, sometimes a baby will get out of the nesting box. And if you don't see where it is, it could possibly die. And we don't want the babies to do that. So the babies will be 2 weeks old, I believe Saturday night. So right now, they don't need a lot of room. In their nesting box, and I'm going to show you in just a second, they have just started getting their hair on them the last several days, and as far as I know, their eyes have just started opening up last day or two. But now in 4 weeks, they should be fully weaned from Mama, And when they are, we're going to take this nesting box out. They will probably have their own little cage all to themselves until they get a little older, and then we'll sex them and make sure we separate the boys and girls, and they'll have their own little place with plenty of room to run and play. And I'm going to be building rabbit tractors, and that way they'll actually be able to go outside and get on the ground. Y'all excuse me. Even though we're out in the county, evil Bo Evil comes by. I don't know why people want vehicles with loud mufflers. It sounds like a logging truck without a muffler. But anyway, at 4 weeks they'll be weaned, they'll be in their own cages, they'll be away from mama, and they'll have plenty of room and everything should be good. And if mama will let me, I'll open the cage. She's hungry right now. It's time to be fed in just a few minutes. Hello, lady. Let me see if I can reach in here and get a little baby out. Let's see. Let's see what we got right here. They're getting pretty good size. Oh, they down here big time. Here's one. Let's see if I can catch him. He's wiggling around. Come on, baby. Uh-oh, he's backing up on me. Come on. You feel fat and sassy. Come here. There we go. There we go. Come here. There's one of our little babies. Ain't that pretty? There we go. But there's little baby. Mama checking. And you can see their eyes are just getting open. And that's only 2 weeks old. But they're eating good. I've actually had a couple have already got out of the box. They're starting to hop around. So we're going to cover them back up. It's pretty warm during the day, but last few nights it has been getting down to about 47, 48. So we want them to stay good and toasty. But that'll do it for the bunny update. And now for a chicken update. We bought 10 new babies. All right, they're getting brave. Production red chicks. And I haven't had time to sex them. We're working on everything. But hopefully they all gonna be little girls, maybe one boy. But we had them in the house, had them in a Rubbermaid bucket with a heat lamp, but the temperatures are getting high and they're getting pretty good size. And it's time for them to get out here in the pen instead of being in the house. So this will be the next stop before we put them in chicken tractors, and eventually they'll go all the way to the hen house. But we got them a little makeshift roost. We kind of subdivided the brooder here. So they got food, they got water, they got some hay, and we put them a limb in there for a little roost where they can get in there. And they're not but just, I'd say, well, I better not say because I'd lie to you and I don't want to lie to you, but they're not that old. We've had them for, I'd say rough guess, maybe 3 or 4 weeks right now. So they're doing pretty good. But yeah, we brought them out last night and they done real good. And everybody's getting hungry because it's about time I start doing my evening feed and fresh water and putting them up. But just thought we'd do a little update. And that's about as updated as I can get right now. See, we updated on the bunny rabbits. They're doing well. Like I said, we actually have 5. I didn't want to handle them no more than I had to. Like I said, we got the 10 production reds, and I have a friend of mine. We're in the process of trying to get us some pullets that are already starting to lay. That way we can go ahead and get us some good old fresh hen eggs, as well as our quail eggs. And the quail's doing fine. I've been all afternoon pulling a few eggs as we go. I think I've already got 5 or 6 today. We're averaging roughly somewhere between 8 and 10 or 11 a day. And that's good because we've got 17 birds, and I believe we've got about 1 to 2 males for every 5 to 6. I think it's 1 male to 5 in 2 cages, and I may have 2 males and 3 girls in another cage. But we're loving the quail eggs. Everything's going good with that. And I may have something coming in the works on down the road. We'll save that for another day. But like I said, it's a lot of work to do, a lot of pens we got to build, still doing some expansion. And I'm burning daylight talking right now instead of finishing up. But folks, we hope you liked the videos. Thanks to everybody that's commented. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back. I've got to get in the habit of doing that. I'm not used to getting comments, so I apologize, bear with me. I'll start trying to check them every day. This is new to us, and like I said, still going by the Farmer's Almanac signs. Today, that's why I was planting all these root crops. Today is supposed to be a very excellent day, according to the signs of the almanac, to do below ground producers. So that's why today we putting the onions in, the carrots, the beets, the radishes, and the sweet potatoes. I'm waiting to check the signs and see, because I still need to get a bunch of peppers and tomatoes in the ground. I want to get me some corn, some eggplants, cucumbers. Hopefully we're going to have a good garden this year. But folks, if you like the videos, please hit the like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Write your congressman. Find an old long lost friend and just tell them, hey, if you want to see a crazy old boy acting silly out in the woods, check Real Country with Jeff and Melanie out. And folks, thank y'all once again. If good Lord's willing, the creek don't rise, we'll catch y'all down the road. Thank y'all.